Hello and welcome everybody to today's Commodities Corner session presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So just before we get started, guys, very quick disclaimer for you to read and then we shall get into it. Okay, so welcome everybody to today's live Commodities Corner session. Today we will of course be covering live market analysis. We will cover a complete watch list of trading opportunities, a forecast of where commodities are heading, how we expect the markets to move, and of course we will be answering questions and providing live support. So we'll keep it interactive. If there are any questions or comments, do make sure you put those in the chat and we shall go through those during the course of today's session. So just before we get started, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. The Gold and Silver Club is the #1 commodities trading and investment coaching company. The Gold and Silver Club is regarded as the go-to authority on commodities trading, and as internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies, and the agricultural markets, they're routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which include Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, the Financial Times, the Wall Street Journal. Our team of experts has trained and mentored over 100,000 private traders from all over the world to increase their wealth, generate substantial income through commodities using our exclusive research-driven strategies. So for more information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please feel free to visit our website, which is at www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. So the first point I want to have a look at, guys, and we'll dive straight into it today, and any questions or comments, do keep those coming, is going to be that we've had an OPEC meeting this week, which we were discussing on Tuesday's session for those of you who joined us for Tuesday's training, and also, of course, on last Friday's Commodities Corner as well. Now, this is how oil was looking at the beginning of this week prior to today's session, but prior to Wednesday's OPEC announcement, which came out later in the evening, where OPEC agreed essentially they agreed a deal to limit oil output, and it's the first deal since 2008. And with that, we saw oil rise 6% in one day. And in fact, so far this week, oil is up approximately 9% at the moment. So it's been quite the breakout. So as we mentioned earlier on in the week, big announcements like this, particularly from OPEC, can have significant impact on the market. So I hope some of you did manage to capitalize on that. We've certainly had some really nice profits on oil over the course of this week and continue to hold some positions in oil at the moment as well. Now, I just want to put this on your radar because this is what the pennant formation again looked like earlier on this week, and I'll show you the contrast very shortly to how the chart is looking at the moment. What you typically get is when you have a pennant formation, this is when the price structure gets tighter and tighter. Often it happens when the markets are awaiting a major news item, particularly for oil, such as OPEC, often has been a catalyst for some big price movements. And what we've seen here is a breakout above resistance, a breakout above the high of the pennant. Resistance has been taken out. We're now trading at 1 month highs here on oil. So with that said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take you right over to the charts. I'll talk you through what's happening at the moment, and we'll have a look at some trading opportunities, and of course we'll then have a look at our portfolio performance over this week as well. So I'm just going to share my monitor with you. It should come up for you very shortly. Let me just make sure everything is set up okay. Yep, you should be able to see that very shortly. If you just let me know, guys, that would be perfect. Okay, so just quick check-in. You can all see my monitor and you can also hear me okay. You've still got good sound. Yep, great stuff. Thanks, Reese. Okay, fantastic. Right, so here is the pennant on oil at the moment. The pennant which we've essentially broken out of here, you can see that very clearly on the chart. So if I take you back again to earlier on in the week, we had this pennant formation which was developing. The price was getting tighter and tighter towards the end of that pennant, and then we've had quite a significant increase, a 6% move here in just one day on Wednesday, following on from the decision by OPEC, which was to reduce output, and it's the first deal of its kind in over 8 years. We haven't seen a deal like this since 2008, and with that, we've seen a significant move to the upside. In fact, oil right now, we're having a look at light sweet crude oil, is currently trading at $48 per barrel here, so it is near the weekly highs. Looks like we could be due some more momentum over the US session today. It's hardly pulled back at all. But what you tend to see is a major news item like this, such as OPEC, the sentiment in the market afterwards, certainly between now and probably towards the end of this week, the end of the day as well, will be likely to the upside right now. We're continuing to see this good follow through. We closed near the daily highs on Wednesday, had a nice pop yesterday, and we've not retraced much so far today. In fact, we're forming a hammer at the moment, back above $48 per barrel here. So ultimately, it's looking pretty good here for oil. Now, if I show you just an example, going back to last year and what you can expect from an OPEC announcement, you can get some very large moves in the market. So this is going back to last year. On the 4th of December is where OPEC continued to keep their current level of supplies high, and with that, so there was no agreement. With that, we saw a breakdown in price here. So we saw this major level of support get taken out at $40 per barrel. This was the day of OPEC. So often the actual day of OPEC can have quite a significant move, which is exactly what we've seen so far this week. On Wednesday, the day of the OPEC meeting, has caused a significant move. And again, this is what happened last year. We had that big down day. We consolidated, but then ultimately we continued to break down here. And in fact, over the next 6 weeks, oil then broke all the way down to 12-year lows. It was about a 1,300 point move lower, which was very significant. It took oil from about $40 a barrel all the way down to 27. And that was off the back of an OPEC announcement. That was what was the catalyst for that entire move down. So now that we've had the opposite here, a deal has been reached, the first of its kind in over 8 years, we are looking at the potential for some good follow through here, particularly as oil has been range bound for a while now. It's been range bound throughout August, September, and you can see we've got overhead resistance on light sweet crude oil about $49 per barrel, and you've got underlying support, which has been at $43 a barrel more recently. We've broken out this pennant formation. Previous resistance is becoming support. So I do quite like oil at the moment for more upside as we go into next week. As long as we continue to build momentum today and close near the weekly highs, it will look pretty good for more follow through. We can have a look at that just based on the weekly chart as well. It's been quite a significant pop to the upside here. In fact, you'll see there's a much larger pennant in development on the weekly chart as well, which we're starting to work our way back towards the resistance of that. So if we get a pop back above $49 a barrel for light sweet crude oil, we'll be looking for higher prices. Now, for those of you, and I'll come back to oil shortly, for those of you who joined us on Tuesday's training, we took a position on palladium, which worked out nicely. That has been a profitable trade. In fact, palladium is still rallying at the moment, 718 right now. So we've had quite decent follow through over the course of this week. Palladium is leading the metals at the moment, although gold and silver have had quite a decent pop just this morning on worries about Deutsche Bank. And we've seen as quite a nice safe haven bid to the upside so far this morning on the precious metals. I'll just bring that out on one of my other screens here. Yeah, we can see at the moment gold is up 1,325 at the moment. Palladium is really leading the move. Palladium, then platinum, gold. We've also had some upside on silver as well. So I do quite like the price structure of palladium here, particularly if we have a look at palladium based on a weekly basis as well. It's broken out of this bull flag formation. It's had good follow through. Last week we got the best close on palladium in about 3 weeks. So there is the potential for more upside here for palladium as well. So liking the overall structure for palladium right now, which is of course tradable on binary. Now, if we move over and we have a look at the metals, I'll start off with silver, the precious metals. We continue to be within this, very similar to oil in this respect. We continue to consolidate. We've been moving between support and resistance. We've been creating high lows, but also lower highs. You can see we've had a decent pop during the course of the UK and European session this morning, which usually bodes well for the precious metals. If you get a significant move over the earlier part of the session, often it follows through into the US session as well. So what I would like to see here is silver's currently trading back at $19.31 per ounce. If it was to breach back above $19.45, it's looking good. And if it starts to build up momentum here and get back above this resistance zone, back above the 50-day moving average, very strong underlying support here as well. It does look good for a breakout trade if we do see some more momentum over the course of the US session today. It's got a little bit of work to do right now. You can see it's kind of stuck at a Fibonacci level, which is sitting at approximately about $19.40 at the moment. If it can break above the weekly highs here, so if we can break, certainly if we can break above Wednesday's high, actually we've broken above Wednesday's high, but if we break above yesterday's high, which is about 1938, and we close above this level and we take out the high from earlier this week, which is at about 1954, break above that zone for silver, and this is where we could really start to see some momentum build to the upside. You can see where we've got a W-shaped reversal pattern in development. We're just getting tighter and tighter within this pennant. Silver's doing very well not to break down, to hold on to support. We had some strong data which came out during the earlier part of the US session yesterday, which included the GDP numbers. We saw the US dollar rally, and in fact, even with the US dollar rallying to the upside here, and I'll see if I can bring that out for you. Even with the US dollar rallying, hold on, see what we've got here. Yeah, even with the US dollar rallying, so if you have a look at the US dollar right now, even with this pop that we're seeing to the upside, at the moment, we're still seeing gold and silver rally today as well. And partially that is because of the concerns over Deutsche Bank right now, which is impacting the markets. And what you're seeing is fear in the markets. When there's a lot of fear like this, what you tend to get is you get the US dollar gets bid up because it's trusted as a more safe haven currency than a lot of other currencies. You'll see capital flow out of the euro, for example, and the pound and move into the US dollar, and you can also see gold and silver go up. That's what happened on Brexit. When there's a lot of fear in the market, the US dollar actually goes up as well as gold and silver, and we're seeing that just this morning. So what I want to see is whether we will continue to get some follow through here over the course of the US session today. Now, the headline news at the moment is definitely all just on Reuters right now. It's all about Deutsche Bank right now. Deutsche's CEO tries to reassure staff as shares plunge. So the share prices at the moment for Deutsche Bank have significantly dropped over the course of this week, and is causing a lot of concern right now. And with that, we continue to see support for gold and silver right now. So I definitely would have this on your radar today, because we could see a nice pop to the upside. Now, if we move over to gold, similar to silver, it's also getting support at the lower end of a major trend channel. It looks like if we can pop back above Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday's high, Tuesday in particular, which is about 1,327. I think we just about came up to that level earlier on this morning. What I'd like to see is whether gold and silver can actually break out from the upper end of this pennant formation. If they do, we could really start to see momentum pick up to the upside. So as we go into the US session this afternoon, we'll be watching these markets very carefully for a potential breakout trade as well. I do like palladium right now for more upside as well. It's leading the metals, and I also like oil here. Now, if we move over, we can also have a look at Brent crude oil as well as light sweet crude oil. Brent crude oil at the moment, you can see it's also just moved between support and resistance. It found support. You've got horizontal support over the last week, which has provided some really good opportunities. You've got resistance here, so you've got horizontal resistance, so the market is just moving sideways at the moment. If we can get a breakout of that resistance, we could see some good follow through. And then above that, you've also got a pennant formation. Now, the pennant was what we broke out from on OPEC, so this is where you've got higher lows and you've got lower highs leading into a triangle or pennant, and what we look for typically is a breakout from that pennant to give us the direction of the market, and that's what's happened here. We've seen a nice breakout on both gold and silver. Perry, this is the MetaTrader 4 platform for charting. Yep, great stuff. So if we have a look at oil at the moment, we're sitting around, so on Brent crude oil, we're at $49.59 per barrel. Yesterday, we breached up to $50 per barrel. I do see more upside, but I would like to see whether we can break above this resistance. Short-term oil is getting into overbought territory, but you have to bear in mind, once oil really gets going, once the momentum picks up to the upside, you can get quite significantly overbought, and you can see from an oversold and overbought condition, you will see it will be overbought, but it will still rally. I mean, hence going back here to last year in OPEC's decision in December, this was getting into a very significant oversold situation, but it didn't stop oil from continuing to break down to 12-year lows. So I would bear that in mind, the OPEC sentiment, if you trade oil a lot, and if you know how oil tends to move after an OPEC decision, you have to remember a lot of traders and funds would have been sitting on the sidelines awaiting the decision. So once the markets pick a direction, they then start to add into their positions, and they would be concerned to miss out on a good trading opportunity here, particularly if we breach above, you can see on Brent here, if we breach above $50 per barrel, we could really start to see the momentum pick up to the upside. So technically, that's the level I'm looking at right now. On both Brent and light sweet crude oil, I want to see whether we can just continue this momentum to the upside, whether we break above the weekly highs. You've got a nice W-shaped reversal pattern here as well, so we can just draw that on, and you can see where we've got the potential. Still need to do a little bit more work to go higher, but you can see this nice W-shaped reversal pattern and neckline, which sits at $49 per barrel on light sweet crude oil. So with that, I'm just going to move over. So I do like the structure of oil at the moment. We've got earlier positions on this. We're probably not going to get in right at this resistance zone at the moment until we see the level breached here, the neckline, which is sitting about $49 US. But I'm happy to add again into palladium here, which is continuing to move well. Looks like we're about to break above the weekly highs. Gold and silver moving well. Over the entire commodities complex today, we're actually seeing palladium as the leader. So palladium is leading the way. At the moment, it's up so far just under 1% today, but it's up quite significantly for the week. It's up 7% just this week. Followed actually platinum. I haven't showed you platinum yet. Let's just have a look at platinum as well. Okay, so platinum starting to build up a bit of a base here, not as much as palladium. So again, we'll just bring it back to palladium. Palladium I see definitely as the best opportunity in the short term until we start the US session. Okay, so I'm just going to bring that out very shortly for you guys. Okay, so I'm just getting the deal ticket here, just ready on palladium at the moment. So I'm going to go for a deposit on this trade is going to be $1,099 for a $2,000 payout, and I'm going to go for that for a duration of 3 days. I'm going to go into palladium now for the price to close higher than the current price by the close on Monday. Okay, so I'm looking for, again, the price to go higher. This is a higher trade. I'm going to purchase that for a return of 81.9%. And I'll go for that for a duration of 3 days here on palladium. So I'm going to go ahead and just purchase that. Okay, perfect. So that has been done. So let me just mark that off. That contract has been entered into. This is the price that we just got into palladium for a continued breakout here. Again, palladium's leading the way today. It's up most significantly out of the metals, well, out of all the commodities actually. Today it's performing better than agriculture, than all of the precious metals right now, and also oils. So yeah, palladium looking good right now. So with that, if there's any other questions on the other markets, whether it be gold, whether it be silver here, do put those into the chat now. Essentially what I'm looking at as we go into the US session is to see whether silver can break above resistance here. It's getting pretty close. Silver's at $19.32. We haven't even started the US session yet, so we can really start to see momentum pick up. Again, if we can break above resistance, break above this resistance channel here, break above the 50-day moving average, we could really start to see silver pick up the pace. And if we go over to gold as well, similar situation, although silver and palladium are leading above gold right now, but I've seen nice support here for gold, lower end of the trend channel. That trend channel, make sure you draw it on if you don't have it on already. It goes all the way back to the beginning of the year. You've got a very solid trend channel in place, and we're getting closer and closer to a breakout of this pennant formation. We need a catalyst. We need something to really give gold that push, and it could be Deutsche Bank, to be honest. At the moment, the headlines which are coming up, if Deutsche Bank's stocks and shares keep on getting slammed, we could see some more follow through on gold and silver to the upside. Fear in the market is going to increase, and the safe haven bid will be US dollar, gold and silver, and other metals. So just bear that in mind, okay? So what I'll do, guys, I'll just talk you through our top trades over the course of this week, just so that you are aware of the trades that we've been taking over this week. So here are our top trades. Brent crude oil, we had a lovely breakout trading opportunity this week on OPEC. where we've essentially gone for the price to be higher than $47 a barrel and 15 cents. Price to be higher, very simple breakout trade, and that has been delivered perfectly. And also palladium, which those of you who are on Tuesday's session, you might have been taking the trade as well that we took, that has delivered a profit as well, where we went for an entry just to be higher than around the 700 zone. And with that, it's continued to rally and surge over the course of this week. And we've just again taken another position on palladium now as well. Okay, so with that said, I will just move you over to our rapid results mentoring program. So just to put this on your radar, guys, if you would like to become a member of the Gold and Silver Club, you can very simply do so by going to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub, complete the enrollment form, and we will, of course, get in touch with you ASAP. So it's www. I'll just talk you through exactly, probably thinking, what does that include? So I will put that into the next slide. We'll go through that. But essentially, if you would like to join us for our live webinars during the week and get our trade updates during the week and our trade setups, you can get all of that by being a member of the Gold and Silver Club. So it's www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com. So as a member of the Rapid Results Mentoring Program, which is slightly different from our live trading room program, which we normally discuss, the Rapid Results Mentoring Program includes the following. So you get the Rapid Results Trading Strategies online trading course. You get exclusive weekly live trading room webinars and recordings every session, live trade setups ready to implement, real-time trade notifications, so you don't miss any profitable trades. You get the exact exit points, entry points that we're getting into, the inside track, so a week ahead trading plan and watch list, VIP support, mentoring directly from our senior traders, access to our Private Traders Academy, members forum, and you also get set up with all your trading platform, install our customized charts and indicators ready for you to start trading. I know there's been quite a few questions during the course of previous sessions and today again about what charting I'm using, how you can get the same indicators, how you can get your charts to look the same, black background with all the moving averages and all the other indicators that we use. We set you up with everything at the Gold and Silver Club. So again, enrollment is by application only. All you need to do is go across to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, complete the enrollment form, and we will get in touch with you ASAP. And a final thought on that, if you don't build your own dream, someone else will hire you to help build theirs, okay? So I would definitely encourage you guys to get involved and join us at the Gold and Silver Club if you want to take your trading to the next level. I see some fantastic trading opportunities now as we transition into October. We are going, tomorrow is the 1st of October, so we've got a lot going on. Next month, we've got non-farm payrolls next Friday. In fact, we have a US grain stock report coming out later today. We've just had the OPEC meeting, of course, on Wednesday, and there's going to be more trading opportunities on oil over the month of October. As we go into October, you've got the minutes of the FOMC, 2 more debates, presidential debates in America, which are definitely going to cause good volatility for the precious metals, also for the US dollar, and a number of commodities. So there's a lot going on as we transition into October. So guys, if you don't want to miss out, you want to make sure that you are ready and set to take advantage of all the opportunities which are going to be coming over this month, make sure you join us at the Gold and Silver Club. And with that, I definitely look forward to working with those of you who will be making an application. So I don't think there's any more questions, guys. So I wish you all the best. Have a fantastic day, good trading, and we'll, of course, speak to you very soon. Okay. So thanks, guys. All the best. Talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.